Hi there, this is Angela. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back. And while I am probably the biggest slacker of all YouTubers, I do have a video for you guys today. It's a little update on the garden, and I had meant to keep up with it over the summer, but we see where that went. It did turn out to be a very good garden year for the veggie garden. And now I'm kind of just working on cleanup. I did get my garlic in over the weekend, and that was the last kind of real gardeny planting type of thing I will be doing this year. I do still have some things in the ground as far as radishes and beets that have yet to be harvested. Other than that, it's just a lot of cleanup. So I'll show you what I've been doing as far as getting the garden cleaned up for the fall and prepping for next year. So a lot of what my cleanup consists of is just removing any dead and dying plants from all the grow bags and the beds. And for the most part, I've kind of finished with that. I don't know if you can see right there are my dead hops vines, so I could still clear those off. And there are a few things that are still kind of doing well, mostly flowers. I've got bunch of marigolds planted in here where I had tomatoes and peppers growing as well, and all the tomatoes were growing up in these cages. I've already cleaned out that debris. Here's some more flowers that I think are kind of finishing up, getting to the end of their life. Those were zinnias. Those were so pretty. And I had watermelons and pumpkins there, gotten those cleaned up. And I still need to clean up in my greenhouse. I have cleaned up the tomato plants, most of them that were growing in those grow bags, and then the rest of it is just the corn, which, spoiler alert, did not do well in the greenhouse. And there's a couple of reasons for that, but I'm still kind of going over that in my mind to figure out how to do better with corn next year. Here's some zinnias that are still doing really well, even though we've had some frost and even a freeze at one point. It wasn't like a hard, deep freeze, but those are doing pretty well. And as far as what's still left to be harvested, that's in this bed here where there's beets and radishes. And I haven't checked on these lately, so I don't know if they're ready or not. I'll probably take a peek in there today, see what I can see there. And in this bed, I got my garlic planted over the weekend. So today I'm going to add about a 3 to 4 or 5 inch layer of shredded leaf mulch on top of that to keep those snugged in over the winter. And I still do have herbs that are, hanging in there, and some of them are perennials. And I've got borage. Just leave that there. I think that might or might not come back next year, but mostly what I have in these pots that are at the end of all my rows of beds are herbs, and got some chives there. And then down here, more zinnias. I didn't realize how hardy. I grew these last year for the first time, not this variety, but just zinnias in general. And maybe I cut them down too soon, or they died back earlier, but I didn't realize how hardy that these were. There's actually a little bug right there. And this one, there's a couple of buds that haven't even opened up, so they still have a chance. And some more marigolds, and I have some leeks in here that I have not harvested yet. So yeah, that is what is going on right now in the garden. Today I'm going to work on getting a lot of the leaves shredded to add to this bed, and then to top off any of my other beds that need it, as far as just to add nutrients back to the soil. And then if I'm ambitious enough today, since the weather's so beautiful, and I hope to be, I'm going to shred a bunch extra to make a pile right back there by my compost for future use. I've got my handheld leaf shredder here. It's electric, it's not gas, as you can tell by the cord. So it just gets plugged into an outlet on the side of the house, and I use it that way. I did do a video, kind of a review of this particular model. It's a Black & Decker. I'll put a link to that video in case you're interested in that. And if you want to see all the leaves that I have to shred, there's never a shortage of leaves here, and I can never like hope to get them all, but there are quite a few that I can get to, reasonably speaking. I don't know if you can see all this. So our house is right there. So there's like a sea of leaves right there. And that's just in this one little area. I've already shredded a bunch that like further down. I don't know if you can see way far down the row there of trees. I got a bunch last week or the week before and then had to stop. And now I'm kind of back at it. It had rained a little bit and had to wait for the leaves to dry out to get back to it. So that's what I'm doing today. We have an outlet on the porch on the back side of that column right there that I will plug my shredder into, and then there's a bunch of leaves on the porch too, but then I'll work on getting like all these leaves up. Yeah, so you guys get the picture. My cart over there will hold about 3 bagfuls. So once I get it full, I wheel it over to one of the beds wherever the leaves are going, dump it in, bring the cart back, and start all over again until either I've had enough for today or until the job is done. So I'm gonna continue on, and then when I'm done, I'll show you how far I got, and that'll probably wrap it up for today. So I'm calling it a day for today. There's still like so many leaves that need to be gotten up. I'll show you what I got done, and I'll tell you it doesn't look like much, but it was a lot. It was I probably did about 13, 14 bags full, so about 3 cart loads. So as you can see, there's still a ton of leaves up here. For reference, the garden's there. I mean, I didn't even touch any of that area. And I did kind of clear off the pathway, but I'm sure one big windy day it'll be covered again. And what I mostly focused on today was this area right in front of the house. It was pretty bad, like all up the stairs, the whole pathway, over here to the right where I'm working on a landscaping project, getting a bunch of Pachysandra in, just for something that looks a little bit nicer up near the house. That was all covered in leaves, so got that. And then over on the other side, this was pretty full of leaves all through here, so I got that. So it was quite a bit, even though it doesn't really look like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for now. If you stuck in here with me this long, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. I promise I'll do better with the videos. I appreciate you watching, and until next time, happy gardening to you.